Alright guys, welcome back to the channel for the final Misfits video, or at least to do with the fight build-up itself. It's been a long one, it's been an emotional ride. I appreciate you all riding with me, but don't just get off now, because we got so much more content to come in the future. We're literally just getting started. We just hit 78,000 subscribers as well. Can we get to maybe 80,000 before the end of the week? And when I look at my stats, 70% of you who watch my content are not subscribed, and you're probably watching it on a regular basis as well, because I see your comments. You say, oh, I watch your content all the time and I forgot to subscribe. Well, come on, make sure you subscribe. Let's try and hit this 80k. We covered everything fighting and fitness on this channel. We call out a lot of BS on this channel. It's just been all fighting related recently and all centered around this Misfits event, just because it's taken up the majority of the narrative. The weigh-in before had, I think at the peak, 115,000 viewers on the live stream. That's insane. Not even like the biggest UFC fights do that for the weigh-ins. So this is quite big, whether the professional boxers or not, whatever you think of it. It's doing big numbers, so it's a fairly big deal. Today, we're going to be doing our final prediction videos. We're going to predict all the fights and the outcomes of them. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know everyone. I haven't watched every single fight that everyone's done every single second. I've watched a few fights here and there, got a few clips, got an idea about the styles, and I'm just going to make my best guess. The main purpose of today's video is to predict the main card fights at least. But starting from the bottom, SX versus DTG. Now, I didn't really know much about these guys, and the zone are ridiculous with the copyrighted content. This is DTG on the right here in the white shorts. Gives you a little bit of an idea about his boxing style. Skip forward a little bit just so I don't get copyrighted. And if I get copyrighted, I literally can't upload the video at all. That's why I have to kind of dance about a little bit. Let's go forward. The other lad, SX. It's his boxing debut. Not a lot to see there, really. If I had to put a prediction on who's going to win this fight, is it going to be DTG or is it going to be SX? I'm going to go with DTG. That lad there who we just watched. He looks like he's got power. He's already had a fight, so he's been under the bright lights previously, whereas this SX lad, he hasn't had any fights yet. I haven't really seen much boxing footage. I've seen a little bit of him on the pads, but we haven't really seen him fight anyone. So the logical answer is DTG by second round stoppage, let's go with. Now we've got Chase DeMoor versus Tempo Arts. Now, I'm going to do a separate video on this Chase DeMoor because this guy, Ryan Taylor, I know I made a video about you. I know people wanted you to come for me, but I take it back. You're not the biggest idiot in boxing. Chase DeMoor is. And if you're wondering what I mean, let me just give you a little sample. This is Chase DeMoor on the left, the one who's juiced up. He's about 6'4", but here is why he's actually taken the throne as the biggest idiot in YouTube boxing. Bring the volume down. Yeah, so all looks all normal. Okay. Right, okay, what the hell? Right, so poor Stevie Knight, he does music reaction videos. Chase DeMoor decided to go pure MMA on the lad. Look at him. No self-control. Hits him with 4 or 5 punches whilst he's on the ground. I'm going to do another video about this divvy. Because you think that he'd be sorry for doing that. No, he's not. He's pretty proud of his actions. So it's Chase DeMoor versus this guy, Tempo Arts. Now, I'm not going to show footage for everyone, but Tempo Arts, he's a big kid. He weighed in at 270 pounds. I think maybe he's like 6 foot. I'm not too sure. I couldn't tell because that Chase DeMoor is quite a big kid. But I think Tempo Arts is going to get it done. Chase DeMoor cannot box to save his life. He's the type of person who boxes like this. But just because he's 6'4" and he's got a bit of muscle and the people who he's boxed haven't been that good, he wins. Tempo Arts is actually quite decent and he's got a lot of power and he hasn't got a lot of muscle either. It's far less likely that Tempo Arts gasses out. I think Chase DeMoor is going to gas out and Tempo is going to get a second or third round stoppage. Moving on, we got Astrid Wett versus Alexia. Let's actually just show you who we're talking about here. We'll go load up Google Images for you boys. Keep your PPs away. Let's see who we got. Let's get a picture up. There we go. Let's move my face. Close my face off just for your viewing pleasure. There we go. Let me move it over. So this is the next fight. We got these two girls fighting here. Right. I've got to be careful. I don't show you something dodgy here. Yeah, there's another picture. Okay, so who do you think's going to win out of that, boys? Who have you got? You got the girl on the left, that's Astrid Wett. The girl on the right is Alexia Grace. Now, these birds, they're clever. They're just OnlyFans birds. And don't you go subscribing to them, you silly divvies. They do these boxing events because they know there's going to be a bunch of Mings watching. And they're going to go, oh, have you seen Astrid Wett? Have you seen Alexia? Oh, I'm going to subscribe to me OnlyFans. It's all a promotion for their OnlyFans. They know what they're doing because they know all the gimps are going to go and subscribe to them. And I know I've got a few gimps who are probably watching this video who are going to do exactly that now because they've got no freaking control over the balls. You can get it online for free. I'm not going to tell you what to type in on Google, but you can literally find it on Google for free. Not that I've actually done it. I actually haven't. I'm just saying, I guarantee because these girls have got a big enough social following, you'll be able to find it for free. What's this video becoming? It's meant to be a prediction video. I'm doing an OnlyFans, an anti-OnlyFans campaign here, right? But in terms of who's going to win the fight, I'm going to take Astrid Wett on this one because she's had a few fights. I'll be honest, boys. I don't even know if that Alexia Grace has had any fights, and I don't even care because the birds, what are they going to do? Go in there and just go like that? There's probably not going to be a finish. We know girls have got the power of 3-year-olds. No offense to my 4% female audience out there, but that's what it's like. Even when you look at MMA, women don't really get any finishes. A lot of the time, it's decisions and grappling fests. So, yeah, let's go with Astrid Wett on that one. I say by decision. I think these are all 3 rounds. I'm not even sure. So, Astrid Wett by decision over Alexia. We got Ed Matthews versus Swarmz. Ryan Taylor was off the card. We covered it yesterday or the day before. I can't even remember what day we're on, to be honest. I've done that many videos. Ryan Taylor has been arrested, unfortunately so, because I was really looking forward to the Ryan Taylor-Swarmz fight. I don't wish any harm upon him. I know I'm doing these videos and I say he's an idiot and this and that, which, you know, he is in his own videos. He causes drama and stuff. But, you know, I hope he gets his shit sorted and him and Swarmz can run this fight back in the future. But we got Ed Matthews. That's that HS Tiki-Toki's mate stepping in on late notice. HS Tiki-Toki and Ed Matthews, they just love to jump on the Anavar and say that they're natural and they get Gyno, yeah, and say they're natural and just sell loads of fitness programs. Now you've got HS Tiki-Toki running a, what is it, a Forex trading scam thing and making a killing from it. But Ed Matthews versus Swarmz. Ed Matthews can't really fight. His last fight was against someone called Simple Simon, who I think was like 50 years old and couldn't punch to save his life once again, like that. Punching like that, this 50-year-old. Ed Matthews knocked him out or TKO'd him. So what's the chances of him winning against Swarmz? Not that great, to be honest. I'm going to take Swarmz by maybe first round knockout, to be honest, or first round. When I say first round stoppage, I just mean knockout or TKO. So I say it, Swarmz, first round knockout. Next, right, I'm going to be honest, boys. I'm not a professional here. I don't know what's going on with this tag team match. No idea. I've seen this Alex Wassabi fight, and I've seen this Lucas Pineda fight. I haven't watched B-Dave. I haven't watched this guy either. I'm just going to do toss of a coin with this one and go, wait there, which one was it? Which one was the one with the ginger lad in? I think it was this B-Dave. I'll take them two there by decision. I don't even know what the fight's meant to be, but I'll just take them to win, let's say. We got this Whindersson Nunes Batista versus my mate Nate. Now this Whindersson Nunes,
yeah, this man,
Whindersson, him on the right with the braids, I think he's Brazilian, is he? And he's got something like 40 million subscribers on YouTube. And who's the other lad again? My mate Nate.
High stakes.
I've got to keep this this stuff muted. Okay, the good thing about this fight, on the right is King Kenny, who's actually fighting on the same card, so it's good to watch a little bit of this box, and I don't want to get copyrighted, so we'll just watch a few seconds here. And the kid on the left is my mate Nate, who's going to be fighting this Whindersson Nunes, the one with 40 million subscribers. The kid on the left, I thought, just by judging by how he looked at the weigh-in, I thought he might not know what he's doing, but he's okay, to be fair. He's not really, he hasn't done any damage on King Kenny, but he's okay. He can throw a punch. He's not like, see what I mean? He's a little bit all over the place with his footwork. I think King Kenny gets the stoppage. We'll take you straight to that just so you can see. I think it's a overhand right, is it? Yeah, like a hook, more like a right hook. Yeah, and did he continue after that? Did he continue? See how this ends. Yeah, okay. What is it with these boxers doing ground and pound, punching the lad whilst he's on the floor? Like, bare self-control. So, between this fight, I'm going to take the Brazilian kid on this one because he's got face tattoos and braided hair, and Brazilians are usually a little bit tougher than white kids. I meant English kids, but I was going to say English kids, but I don't even know if that my mate Nate is English, so he might be American, but whatever. Tougher than American or English kids because they're brought up tougher and in harsher surroundings. Anyway, moving on. King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor. Anthony Taylor has got a little bit of T-Rex syndrome going on. He's only got short arms. He's quite short himself. He was in MMA originally, and then he came over to this influencer boxing started doing okay. He actually boxed Ryan Taylor and they drawed in that fight. So who's going to win, King Kenny or Anthony Taylor? I think Anthony Taylor's only got one way of getting it done, which is his overhand right. He pretty much just tries to land that big shot all the time. I think King Kenny's going to be able to keep the distance. I'll actually say King Kenny by decision. Let's go with that. Deen the Great versus Walid Sharks. Right, so apparently, oh my God, the gas in me right now is crazy. So this is a rematch. Oh, DAZN. Just get you with this copyright. I'm just going to have to show you like 5 seconds of this fight, and then I'm going to make my judgment from there. And I'm going to have to mute it as well. So play. Oh, okay, yeah. Deen the Great is in the blue. Walid Sharks is in the white. Let's just run that back a little bit just so we can see the sequence leading up to that moment. What did he throw? It was just a 1-2 hook. Caught him clean. 1-2 hook again. Right. Okay, they clinch up a little bit. What's going to happen? Yeah, something's going to happen here. Close miss with that right hook. Oh, damn. Okay, let's roll that back. What's he hitting with? Oh, man. That was a perfect shot. I say last round stoppage. Whenever that is. If it's 3 or 4 rounds, I'm going to say last round stoppage by Deen the Great. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to say the Walid should have made some improvements. He'll be able to be defensive, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome of the fight. Just guessing here. Anyway, to the fights that matter. Salt Papi versus Slim. Who do I think's going to win out of this fight? Okay, I've watched Salt Papi. I've watched Slim. Salt Papi lost his last fight, I think it was. And Salt Papi's really good. Talk about an absolute incredible weight loss transformation. He went from being a fat kid on TikTok doing like this running thing where he'd go and do this face to now like being a really good boxer. And he's really technical. One thing the Salt Papi does good with is the distance management. You can't get in. He's really good at countering them. So I've watched a few of his fights, and one bad move, 1 foot out of place, he catches you. He's really good at doing that. Now the question is Slim. Slim's obviously tall and longer. Is Salt Papi like 5'7" or 5'8", maybe 5'6"? I'm not too sure. Slim's about like 6'2" and really skinny. Salt Papi's got a bit more power. Slim, obviously, he's got the length, the distance. I think Slim might be able to get it done, and the only reason why I say that is because he hasn't lost yet. So the track record says that he might get this done, and he might keep that momentum going. Salt Papi, he's had a little bit of a losing skid. That doesn't define anyone, by the way. A lot of the time when people lose, they come back and grow from it and get better from it. And if anyone's going to do that, it's going to be Salt Papi. But Slim, I think, might be able to get the job done. I'm going to take Slim by decision. I think it's going to be a good back and forth fight. But the thing is I don't think Slim's going to have to close the distance on Salt Papi. I think it's going to be Salt Papi being aggressive, being in Slim's face, and Slim's just going to try and stay on the outside, pepper him with a few jabs, hooks and uppercuts. Yeah, I think he might get the decision. Right, on to the big daddy fights. Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. Man, fingers crossed. We still got 24 hours to go yet before this fight happens. Let's hope. Touch wood, everyone. Touch wood right now that this fight still goes ahead. It's almost being cursed from the start. Logan Paul or Dillon Danis? I was originally going with Logan Paul because it's the logical answer. Logan Paul's got more fights. He's done more fights within boxing. He's fought Floyd Mayweather. He's the bigger man. He's got more size. He's on the gear. So he's got all these advantages. Dillon Danis is a grappler, an MMA fighter. We haven't really seen much boxing out of him. Like, he's the smaller man. He fights at 170, welterweight. He's not even a natural 170er. He's more like a 155 pounder. They're fighting at, 190? So it's really outside Dillon's weight class. So all the logical argument goes to Logan Paul winning this fight. However, that being said, due to all this mental warfare and all the drama building up on the fight, and then Dillon getting him with the microphone, none of Logan Paul's jokes landing, and just feeling a bit cringy. Not that that really plays into the fight. I think Dillon might get it done. I could be completely wrong, and as I say, boys, don't go and bet and put money down based on what I'm saying. This is just me thinking with emotion here. I've got buy into this fight because I've covered it all during this build-up, and I'm excited for it. So I'm going to say Dillon Danis. Oh, how does he get it done? Is Dillon Danis going to stop Logan Paul? I would love to see that. I think it'd be great. Imagine how much Dillon Danis' social profile would blow up, but maybe not. I think maybe Dillon Danis by decision. I'm going to go with decision. I think he's got enough grit to hang in there and survive. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dillon Danis by decision, okay? Mad prediction, but I'm doing it. Right, and the final fight. The top of the card, top of the bill, we've got KSI versus Tommy Fury. Who is going to win out of this fight? I will say this, in my last video, which you've just seen, KSI's got really good confidence, but is it all an act? He said he's sparring with high-level people. His coach said that. He's training from a highly reputable gym. He hasn't lost yet. No, he hasn't lost. He got the draw with Logan Paul initially in his first fight. He's had knockouts. He's riding a high right now. And we got Tommy Fury, who's a very conventional boxer. Good, solid fundamentals. KSI is a little bit more unorthodox. Tommy Fury believes that that's just going to play into his game, which I also believe too. If you're a really good, sound, conventional fighter, having an unorthodox style can do pretty well against a very fundamentally sound fighter up until a certain point. Once they figure it out, they'll get you. And that's why I said I believe Tommy Fury's going to struggle a little bit with the distance in the first few rounds. Tommy Fury's saying third round knockout. If anything, if it's going to be a knockout, it's going to be in round 5. It's going to be deeper into the fight. I mean, it could even go to decision too. I don't want to be the guy who literally says every single outcome and then goes, yay, I was right because I said it all. No, of course not. I'm going to stick with my original decision and go Tommy Fury by 5th round stoppage. I think he'll struggle with that distance at first, but then I think he'll figure KSI out. And I also believe that Tommy Fury's got more ways to win the fight. He has also got a lot of power. We've got to remember that Jake Paul's a naturally bigger guy than KSI, so like that's why Tommy Fury couldn't really knock him out. And Tommy Fury's going to be better than he was when he fought Jake Paul. Has KSI got a chance? He 100% has got a chance here. He can certainly win the fight. I'm not doubting it whatsoever. I've got no hate towards KSI, but I'm going to go with Tommy Fury. I think he can get it done. That is my overall prediction. This fight card is really exciting because what this YouTube boxing has now become, it's no longer just like a spectacle of a bunch of idiots who actually really can't fight. As you go up the card, you realise people can fight. KSI can fight. Tommy Fury can fight. Logan Paul can. Dillon Danis, he's a professional MMA fighter and world champion jiu-jitsu athlete. You've Sol, Papi and Slim, they're good fighters. As you get down the card, yeah, it's a little bit more, It used to be a little bit more of a circus act. It's a bit of meme content, but I think a few more of these events, I think it grows past that. I think it goes from being a bit more of a meme event to a more professional event, and I believe this is the beginning of it. You've got KSI and Logan Paul on the social media side of things. You got Tommy Fury and Dillon Danis on the professional fighter side of things. I think that's really propping this card up into something that is coming across a lot more professional than these cards used to feel. And that is why I've enjoyed covering it. So I have really enjoyed covering this, and I thank you all for subscribing and following along to the content. This isn't the end of it. We're going to be doing a vlog tomorrow when we actually go to the event, and I'm probably going to do like a recap of the event and just talk about how it all went. So make sure you subscribe, as I said at the beginning, because there's 70% of you who aren't subscribed, and I know that you watch me content over and over. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, because we upload every single day, and we are not stopping this uploading spree. 100k subscribers, here we come. We'll do it by the end of the year. Appreciate all your support. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to be posting and documenting the event when I'm there. The link is in my pinned comments. So I won't see you tomorrow on my YouTube channel. I'll see you tomorrow on my Instagram, and then I'll see you back here on Sunday. Okay, see you later.